Just a quick decision or two from you and the builder. This is the photograph that you cited in your email. It's the second photograph of the CVU Photo Southwest document from, I think, July 9th. And I couldn't tell from this what exactly, whether this was going up to the beam with an LVL here and an LVL back over the wall there, or using those trusses. So I wanted to review that and show you those two just real quick, because it's been 6 months or so. Coming inside on a simple covered structure, if we're to use it, and I'm assuming bearing on this existing framed wall here at this end, once we're inside the building part, on the beam out here and on this framed wall in here. If you were to use scissor trusses where you could get a vaulted ceiling in there, this is 512 pitch under 712 and gives you about a 13-foot peak here without any beam required because it's trusses. Because I mentioned the ceiling height in this film several times, I decided to cut in and design this this way with the trusses over. And Rick will probably have to decide what is most prudent to do. This is the best I can imagine it can be done, where this is stripped back to the plywood. Obviously this roof plane is stripped back to the plywood and these walls are exposed and these trusses are sat down between those other trusses on these bearing walls. That is the ceiling height that you end up with approximately if this is a 512, if that's doable from your truss people. And if you go to the beam, and we'll just review both of these after this, and this film is very short. So we were 1211 to the peak in that permutation, and this one we're 1211 to the bottom of the beam, and about 14 up in here to the corner. This is my imagination of the construction that it would take if we go with that higher pitch. If this is a preferable way for Rick to build. These are 2x6s. This is 3 14-inch LVLs. I'm assuming we're going to need a couple 9 1/4s on this end and set above the wall here, and on the other end those I believe are going to be 14-inch at that end. These are 2x6s, 2x6s down to a plate on the roof. These have to be 2x8s because we have this situation where the brick is here. The brick here runs all the way up and the brick here stops, and so if we want this break line here to be even across here, we need to do this, and this is a 2x10 plate and those are 2x8s up here on these LVLs, with the LVL running back to the beam at the north and south. And then these are 2x6 collars put across here so that all that load goes there. So those, and then you'll see the rest of this in the rest of this 2 or 3 minute film. But Rick in particular should see that part. To me this seems less expensive, but maybe more complicated in terms of alignment, etc. And the scissor trussed ceiling of 13 feet. Or the frame solution where it's 13 feet to the bottom of the beam. In case this is the route you go, I did go back and double check all this member sizing so that you can make an informed decision. This actually is going to take 3 16-inch LVLs, so that actually comes down some, and that's reflected in that last bit of film. The turnaround on this shows the 16-inch beam. There's the review. It's 2 14s on this end, 2 9 1/4s on this end, the 3 16s here, all LVLs, and then these just have to be a couple 2x10s, SYP. So there is a review. It's almost as easy to show both of these plans, but if you know exactly which way you want to go, we'll just show that plan. And if you need any sections to show the truss people, that's what I should say. Given that these went to 16 inches, it wouldn't surprise me that the truss people can't do anything higher than maybe a 4.5 12 pitch under here, if that's trusses. So that would be, bring that ceiling down 3 inches or so. That's it. Thanks very much.